Hey, Olympia. Today we're talking about the August 13th Olympia City Council meeting. It was long, but it was weirdly joyous, and everyone was in a good mood, probably because there was a puppy in the room before it all started, and a dog just sort of hanging out somewhere. So there was a whole animal theme. So
this is Council in 10.
For the record, I'm Kellie Purse-Brossett.
And I'm Susan Grisham.
So, well, Susan, I was gone last week, and I heard you had a new friend, a mini Kellie here, that did a fantastic job filling in for me. Didn't talk as much, so things went a little quicker. But also, I don't want mini Kellie to be alone, so we now have mini Susan joining her.
It looks like we're finally official.
They can get rid of us now. If this is your first time joining us, Council in 10 is our attempt to recap for you everything that happened at the City Council meeting the night before in under 10 minutes. Good luck to us.
So if you were stuck in a remote village in Norway and couldn't watch the meeting, Council in 10 is the show for you.
Hey, til overkwam. Okay, let's see if I remember how to get this done. Susan, hit the button.
Okay, so we started with roll call. Everyone was present. City Manager Bernie introduced under announcements our new state lobbyist, Nick Federici. We're really excited about that. And then for approval of the agenda, item 6D, which was approval of the purchase of 12 police cars, was moved to the September 17th meeting. So the agenda was approved as amended.
Okay, then we went right into special recognition. We had 3 special recognitions. So first up was a special recognition of the Festival of the Stechas, which is happening on Saturday, August 17th. And it's a celebration of history and culture with the Squaxin Island tribe. Council shared a reading of the proclamation and approved it. Chris Peters, the chairman of the Squaxin Island tribe, was here to give a few words about honoring the past, to uplift the present, and moving their values and into the future. Also, Caroline Slagle of the Deschutes Estuary Restoration Team, also called DIRT, was also on hand, gave a few remarks, and invited people to come to the healing of the water ceremony that's going to happen at the dam as part of the festival.
And then we moved on to a proclamation recognizing Women's Equality Day. Council members read the proclamation recognizing August 26th as Women's Equality Day. It's my birthday, so I'll never forget that day, which is the day in 1920 when the 19th Amendment of the Constitution granting some women the right to vote. Allie Ewing is the co-director of the YWCA, and she was there to accept the proclamation with her 2 adorable children who tied her shoelaces together, which was really adorable. And she discussed the continued challenges for women, and particularly women of color, in the workplace and in many facets of life.
Yep, and we ended up taking a class photo. It was huge because council invited everyone who supported women in the room to come and be in the picture. So the audience cleared out, and the whole room stood up for a photo.
It was really lovely.
Yeah.
And then we moved on to our next special recognition, which was recognizing the 50th anniversary of the West Olympia Rotary. So the West Olympia Rotary President, Katja Miltimore, accepted the proclamation and discussed the role of service in Rotary and all the work that they do in the community, and also the donation of $50,000 for the installation of a beautiful art piece created by Squaxin artist Taylor Crease, which will be installed at Rotary Park.
Yeah, Rotary Park's kind of a cool little place. It's one of those places in the world that has an acoustic phenomenon where you can stand in the center and there's a reverberation when you speak or sing. So it's kind of a cool little spot. That was followed by public comment, and we had both folks commenting in person, 4 of them in the room. A couple of folks talked about, against nuclear weapons, and thanked the councils in the past and present for their support for that issue. And then we had someone who spoke in favor of an action coming up around psilocybin and mushrooms. And then we had someone from the grocery store union, a rep from the grocery store union coming to say a few words. And then we had a couple of folks in remote also in support of the decriminalization of psilocybin. So we moved on to other business at that point, which was, guess what, about psilocybin. The 6A, it had the longest title, approval of a resolution declaring the investigation, arrest, and prosecution of anyone engaging in ethogen-related activities should be among the city's of Olympia's lowest law enforcement priorities, and stating the city council support for full decriminalization of these activities. So it was, the council talked about its journey, because this is considered a drug, and its journey from are we supporting drug use sort of mindset to the perspective of they're letting people seek healing using things that are in the world for them to heal around depression and PTSD and such. Councilmember Gilman used the analogy of there was a time when the use of midwives and naturopaths and chiropractors were not also looked upon as not appropriate. So this does not, as the mayor pointed out, legalize the use of this substance. It doesn't allow for the sale and that sort of stuff. So, but it does give those folks who use this some space to heal.
And the resolution passed unanimously.
Yeah. Passed unanimously.
Then we moved on to an update of Joint Animal Services by their Executive Director, Sarah Hawk. And she shared an update on their operations and shared information on the many services that they provide that a lot of folks might not know about, including their community cat program, advocacy, foster program, humane law enforcement, emergency housing, rehoming. And she shared some of their accomplishments in 2023, which includes 600 spay and neuter surgeries, and their advocacy to support bills that passed during the legislative session that protect animals. And over 20 community outreach events, and negotiating with TCOM 911 so they can transfer animal-related emergency calls directly to Joint Animal Services, which wasn't an option before. She also discussed improvements to the shelter, including sewer and kennel repair, and also shared that they're assessing their space and location needs as the building they're in is past its lifespan. So council members engaged in discussion around that and also urged Sarah to share any needs that they might have ongoing.
Absolutely. And I just want to say, I want to give a shout out to Cluck Norris, a rescue rooster who needs a home. He is ready for adoption. We learned that from Sarah as well. Then we moved on to the item of a bid award for the Phones Road work. The Phones Road is a critical corridor in the community that serves not only businesses but residents and industry. So this was a complicated action for council, involved 4 motions. So there was a motion to award the construction contract of $13 million. There was a separate action they took to approve a resolution to supplement the existing consulting services agreement. There was a third action to approve a resolution authorizing a Schedule 74 project agreement with Puget Sound Energy, and there was some shared costs of about $800,000 involved with that. And finally, their fourth action around this was approval of a resolution allowing the city manager to execute the documents necessary to accept grant funding from the Federal Highway Administration. By the way, this project is being funded by an array of state, federal, and municipal funding sources, grants, and such. So it's a really important project and will bring the ability to safely bike and walk in a place that's pretty heavy traffic and industry right now. And then the last piece of their work was a consideration of a referral from Mayor Payne for the study of reparations for descendants of enslaved African people. The referral was supported. This is the process for referrals from the council. 2 other council members need to support it for it to move forward. It was supported by Mayor Pro Tem Nguyen and Councilmember Vanderpool. The referral directs staff to do a couple of things. First of all, draft a resolution that asking petitioning state and federal government entities to create task force commissions to study reparations, and encouraging other Washington cities to join the city of Olympia in requesting this action from the federal and state entities, governmental entities. It has staff look at city level actions, exploring ways to support the petition to the federal and state governments, and also how to implement findings from those studies. And it has staff connect current work around economic development, housing, comprehensive planning, and our partnerships with non-government entities and governmental entities to our city actions around this issue. And finally, it asks staff to research other cities who are doing similar work around reparations. So this is very Olympian, very out there. So it's an interesting work. So
yeah. It's a big deal. Yeah. Mayor Payne noted that the lack of equitable access to home ownership is consistently a key driver in the racial wealth divide.
Right.
So this will be a huge step in looking at these things.
It will be. It will be. It's not just about cutting someone a check. It's about providing people with opportunities that were missed.
Council did give the thumbs up to continue the work of that resolution.
Absolutely.
And then we moved on to reports. So council across the dais shared how much they enjoyed the recent National Night Out events, meeting neighbors, getting to go into neighborhoods, and it was really kind of nice to hear them describe how the neighborhoods were all different, how folks, were so happy to have them.
And apparently there was a potato sack race that involved certain people, and there is photographic evidence.
Can't wait to see those photos. And then for the city manager's report, Assistant City Manager Debbie Sullivan introduced Jake Stillwell, who is a new deputy city attorney here at the City of Olympia.
Yeah, we're happy to have Jake on board. Welcome, Jake.
Yeah. And then we adjourned about 9:27.
Boom. We went over our time, and I don't want to do Flavor Flav again, so I'm hoping maybe, since we were so short last time, maybe we can budget. Can we bank some time?
Something.
Get some rollover minutes. We would like some rollover minutes, please.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. So, anyway, thank you for joining us. If you're watching live, you can stay tuned, and the full replay of the council meeting we just talked about is going to be on. So, or you can watch it or any of our other programming on demand anytime on olytv3.com. Also, download our app, Oly TV app. It's really good, and it's a great way to watch us.
And if you want to watch a council meeting live and in person, we're always here most Tuesdays at 6 p.m. And sometimes we have a puppy.
Sometimes we have a puppy. But we will always have a seat for you.
And with that, we're adjourned.